was literally cutting hair in my mom's garage, charging $10 a cut. Now I make over 10K a month from the barber business while working fewer hours than I ever have before. I have a wait list of clients willing to pay me $100 a cut. I'm gonna show you the exact step-by-step system I use to transform my little barbering side hustle into a full-time 6-figure business. And keep in mind, I did all of this without needing a fancy shop or without having to burn myself out. If you're a barber stuck grinding out cuts for less than your worth, look, I've been there. This isn't some theory, it's exactly what I did, and I'll be showing you exactly how you can do it as well. Guys, most barbers think success means working longer hours, cutting more heads, and just overall waiting for walk-ins. And that's a trap, right? Because it leads to capped income, burnout, and watching all these other barbers surpass you while you're stuck staying in the same place month after month. So what if I told you there's a completely different approach to all of this? One that lets you work fewer hours, charge 2 to 3 times your current price that you're charging right now, build a wait list of clients, and make over $10,000 per month cutting hair without having to kill yourself working long hours. In this video, I'm gonna break down my entire journey and the exact framework that took me to where I'm at. And before we dive in, guys, I want to be super transparent. I'm not some barber guru on the internet that doesn't cut hair. I literally started with Amazon clippers doing free haircuts in my mom's garage literally just about 2 years ago. And now through social media, I am where I'm at right now, and I still actively cut hair. What I'm about to share literally changed everything for me, and it's already helped dozens of students escape the barbering grind and actually build financial freedom. So without further ado, guys, let's just get right into my journey. Bro, literally, if I go back to where this all started, personally, I was 16 years old, just washing dishes in the back of Chipotle while being still in high school, right? I would literally just wash dishes like 12 hours a day, sometimes working in overtime hours just to make money. Mind you, I was in high school at this time, actually super focused on schoolwork, doing a lot of school, doing a lot of work, and I just felt overwhelmed and trapped. Like, I literally just remember being there, just hating my job, hating that I wanted to make money. I didn't really know the best way possible. I literally just knew there had to be a better way because I was so sick and tired of this constant mental burnout that I was feeling, right? Go to work, go home, and just the same cycle over and over. So I'm with my little brother, ordered some Amazon clippers, split it 50-50 with him, and then I start cutting his hair. Guys, the haircut wasn't even that bad. So before I knew it, I had his friends asking me for haircuts, and eventually I had to start charging. I went from $5 to $10 to $15 while cutting at my mom's garage. I was literally cutting hair after school, weekends, like whenever I could. Eventually I started making more than I ever made at my old Chipotle job cutting hair. So I realized that this business had potential, but I just had no roadmap to get to where I wanted to be. Just grinding out cheap haircuts in the garage, right? Eventually I was doing about 20-30 cuts a week, but still charging a relatively low price of only 15 bucks. When I got to 25, I decided to try and go up to 40 and immediately lost half my clientele. I almost went back down to 25, and then I realized something important. I was noticing that the clients who actually stayed, right, were more respectful of my time, were more consistent with booking appointments, valued the craft, showed up on time, and actually just contributed more value to me and my business. They were also happier with the results, recommended more people, were more enthusiastic to be in the chair, and tipped better. And then I started making the same money I was before, but with half the work. And that's when I think I learned a valuable lesson. The price increases don't just increase your income. They actually filter out clients and the types of people that you service. Slowly, I started experimenting with new prices and marketing myself, getting a ton of new clients from the content that I was posting. Eventually, my shop owner and other barbers in the shop were constantly telling me that all these content was a waste of time, that I wasn't putting in the right work, that I didn't know what I was doing, that all this content just wasn't going to pay off, that I was trying to be an influencer, trying to be a TikToker. But deep down, I really knew that I had a purpose behind why I was posting this content. At the beginning of the social media journey, I was pretty inconsistent with the posting. My early posts were just super basic before and afters with no type of strategy whatsoever. And I was getting barely any traction on social media, just a few new clients here and there from the content. Eventually, I started studying successful barber content creators and noticed one key thing. These people weren't just marketing a haircut, they were actually telling a story and showing emotion with the client. They were creating an experience with the service and consistently posting every day. So I created my own content system through trial and error. About 10% of it was going to be showcase content where I would show off my best work. I tried educational content, day in the lives, and just kind of splitting things up to see what worked. I ramped up the posting, was going about 3 to 5 times a day. And eventually I hit my first viral video. I had a part 1 video hit 1 million views. Before I knew it, my DMs were flooded with new client requests. My booking app was constantly getting filled up. I literally went from being 20% booked to 100% booked within 3 weeks. And around here's when I realized the $100 haircut isn't about the haircut. It's about the experience. It's about the service. It's about the value that you provide. It's about how the client feels from the booking to the follow-up. So I created a 5-star client experience. From professional booking systems to a clean and professional environment to taking care of what the client wanted, making sure I solved specific issues with their hair. I made sure to break down the styling of the cut, how to take care of their hair, how to maintain it, how often they should come back, and made sure that I solved whatever problems they have, whether it was a receding lineup or flat straight hair that they just couldn't style or frizzy curls that they just couldn't maintain. And And eventually I had clients start telling me that it felt more like a high-end experience and not just a haircut. I gradually raised prices from 60 to 85 all the way up to 100 a cut. And what I was noticing was through my nurturing client system, I was retaining 80% of the clients through each price raise. Eventually I started working only 20 hours per week instead of 40, literally cutting my hours in half. And just 18 months after starting, I hit my first 10K month charging 60 a cut. Eventually I started helping other barbers implement the same system. Whether it was Jeffrey, who's just 18 years old in high school, hitting 10K months charging $60 a cut, even in the small town that he's in. In just a few months of implementing a system, he went from a few thousand followers all the way up to 10K followers, getting booked out at 60 a cut, getting booked out charging 60 a cut, hitting those 10K months. Or even Jalen, who's charging $50 a cut while being still in barber school. He started with absolutely no clients and just followed my exact client template before he started getting booked out and eventually raised his prices all the way up to 50 a cut. He built his following from a few hundred to a few thousand in just 60 days. Or even Yusuf, who's in high school and used to pay commission, now charging $40 a cut instead of $5 and more than tripling his monthly income. But guys, the common pattern with all of these students that I just mentioned is that they strategically raised prices. They didn't just go based off of how they felt. They were consistent with posting content and consistently created content. They all elevated their client experience and tried to provide a more detailed and high quality service. And lastly, this is how they all got results within 90 days or less. So let me recap what we covered. The 3 pillars that took me from garage cuts to $100 haircuts is number 1, strategically pricing, right? Making sure that you price based on the perceived value and not just what you think you're worth. Number 2 is a content system, not just random posts here and there, but an actual funnel for building clients, for generating new clients, something that's an actual framework that will convert viewers into clients in your chair. Number 3 is a premium client experience, right? Transforming something basic into something that clients are actually going to value and pay a premium service for. You don't just want to be giving out a basic service. You want to give something that clients actually value and will be willing to pay a premium service for. When I was starting out, I would have given anything for someone to hand me the exact template, scripts, and strategies to get to exactly where I'm at right now. I needed something that actually worked. And that's why I've created this free training that actually goes much deeper into the whole process for you guys. In this training, I break down the exact price raising strategies and scripts that prevent me from losing clients, my content creation formulas that converted viewers into bookings, the complete client experience and how to justify premium rates to clients, and lastly, how to build a wait list of high ticket clients without having to work more hours. And again, guys, this isn't just theory. These are the exact systems that I actually used to get to where I'm at right now. I use these systems every day in my business and I've taught to dozens of other barbers hitting 8, 10, and even 15K plus months. So if you guys are actually serious about transforming the barber business, go ahead and click the link below. Go ahead and access the free training. Look, I know what it's like to be in that position, right? Where you're constantly grinding, feeling overworked, cutting head after head, trying to make ends meet, pay the booth rent, pay the commission, watching your mind and body burn out while your bank account just stays the same. You're making the same amount every month. But I also know what it's like on the other side of that. Working fewer hours, charging what you're actually worth, and building a business that you can be proud of and that clients will pay a premium for. And this reality is something very achievable for anybody, right? I've walked the path and I've helped others do it too. So if you guys are actually serious about escaping the barbering grind and building a 10K per month business that you can actually work from, proud of, I'll see you guys in the free training. First link in the description. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you all in the next one.